Social media is destroying people and no one even notices. Family, you already know what to do. And if you're brand new too, thumbs up this video so YouTube can push this content out. Smash subscribe to join the tribe and ring the post notification bell as well. All right, let's get into it.
Social media is so embarrassing. Why am I a grown man waiting for a girl to reply to my selfie with a selfie? And when she doesn't reply, I get offended like it's a personal attack. This generation is ruined. You know, men used to fight wars and build cathedrals. Women used to feed and clothe entire households. Now we're here playing this game. You know, she saw me looking good and said, nah, he can suffer today. Cool, love that for me. And I post one picture with decent lighting, and suddenly I'm checking my phone like it owes me money. Every buzz, and I'm like, uh-oh, that's her. It's never her. It's Chase Bank telling me I'm broke. Right? And this is modern courtship. Our grandparents wrote handwritten love letters across oceans. You know, people used to worry about building families. And now we're out here trying to emotionally connect through Instagram filters and...
Key point, yeah. People used to have to send letters through the mail back in the day. You know how long that took for people to converse, to have one full-blown conversation? Probably take you months. Now you don't get a reply within an hour, let alone a day. That's an argument. Y'all into it. Y'all dang near beefed out. Social media is ruining generations. It is. Let's let them continue.
Pretending we didn't notice when they viewed our story but didn't text back. What a disaster.
This is a controversial opinion, but I think that social media has literally ruined my generation and the way that people communicate. One thing that truly baffles me is the fact that it is an acceptable form of communication in my generation, and especially the new younger generations, to send a picture back and forth and not communicate. And that's considered like communication. Like, that is literally so weird to me. Like, nowadays, the fact that people aren't like, oh, can I get your number? I want to talk to you. It's like, can I get your snap? Like, that just makes no sense to me. And the fact that generally most of the time, like, yes, you can have conversations on Snapchat, but the fact that sometimes you'll just go back and forth for days with someone sending pictures and no words, and that's like normal, it's just so freaking weird. And again,
I didn't even know people still use, well, I ain't gonna say I didn't know, but I don't use Snapchat. I've been stopped using Snapchat. That is weird. That is weird. Sending pictures back and forth without even talking, and that's considered communicating. And then texting emojis, that's kind of weird too. You can communicate through emojis.
With Instagram and likes and comments, it's the fact that like people consider you like liking their picture like a form of communication. I know in relationships it comes up a lot as a problem where, you know, if a guy's liking a girl's picture, it's like, oh, well, he's letting them know, like, he's interested. Like, I just think all of that it just is so weird to me. And this is coming from someone who does have like a small platform in social media, and social media has been such a big part of my life. But I still think that if I could go back and choose to live in a time where social media wasn't a thing and didn't exist, I would 100% choose that over this like weird world that we're all living in.
The human brain was not designed for social media at all. You're not supposed to wake up in the morning, pick up your phone, and see a video of a guy getting his head chopped off, a post about World War III being around the corner, and then a picture of your ex in their new relationship. 10 minutes into your day and you're convinced the world is ending, your anxiety's through the roof, you feel lonely, and you haven't even gone outside yet, and then you do go outside and the sun is shining, people are smiling and laughing, the birds are chirping, absolutely nothing is wrong. So you started your day by scrolling Instagram for 5 minutes before you got out of bed, and now you feel horrible because the human mind is not meant to comprehend all these things at once, especially when there are things like World War III's happening, this guy just died, this bombing just happened. We're not supposed to get all this information in such a short amount of time. This is why we need to bring back third places in our society. In our parents' age, after work, people would go places and socialize, have a drink, grab dinner with friends, go golfing, go to the pool club, literally do anything with other human beings face to face. Now people come home from work, plant their butt on the couch, get in bed, and scroll TikTok, scroll Instagram for hours on end, and fry their brains, give themselves self-induced anxiety and depression, and it's no wonder why everyone's miserable nowadays. Get an in-person group of friends, go hang out in real life, put social media down. I'm addicted too. We're all addicted to this shit, and it's horrible for you. Horrible.
And even the family structure has fallen due to social media. Your family members won't even check on you. They see you put a post up, or they message you or comment on your picture on Facebook, and they feel like that's enough. Oh yeah, I know he alive, so hey, I checked on him. Yeah, I seen he put a picture up. He He's in that country this time. He's in this state right now on vacation. Haven't talked to them in years, but they know everything about you. I've even seen people and had people tell me about my life, and it's things that I forgot or I didn't even remember. I'm like, they know more about my life almost than I know about my own. It's weird.
Anyone else think about how you could be so much further in life if you didn't have a social media addiction? Like, imagine social media just wasn't a thing anymore. Like, TikTok wasn't a thing, and we didn't scroll on our phones for like 9 hours a day. Like, what could I have been by now? I waste so much time scrolling on my phone every single day. That is like a big chunk of my day on my phone that I could have been using to grow myself, like to have some sort of growth in my life. And I'm not saying that I don't have any growth in my life. Like, I definitely do, but I feel like it has been stunted. I feel like my potential has been stunted by the fact that I literally have an addiction to my phone. Like,
I've recently become so aware of how addicted to my phone I am. I was just walking out of a workout class and you're in there for an hour. Obviously no one's on their phone. What's the first thing that everybody picks up as they're walking out the door or takes out of their bag? Their phone. They're walking out of the class and immediately they're back on their phone. I consciously try not to do that. I wait like till I get back to my car at least. Also, when you're watching TV, if your phone is next to you, watching a show, how many times do you pick up your phone? Because I used to be picking up my phone every 5 minutes to check it. Check what? I don't know. Next time you watch a show, count how many times you pick up your phone. It's actually crazy, and I've gotten to the point that I need to put my phone in a separate room when I go to sleep, or else it's too much of a temptation for me. Didn't used to think I was this addicted, but since I've been posting more on social media, it's definitely become more and more addicting because of the dopamine hit I get when I see if I got likes or views. I remind myself, you need to touch grass. This is not real life. And this is my reminder to you that even the littlest moments that you can pull yourself away from your phone, like when you leave a workout class or when you leave work, just walk back to your car without your phone and see how you feel.
See, the thing about me, my problem is not checking my phone. People will be like, I haven't heard from him. And it was just a little joke within my family. My brother, he'd be like, man, he never answered his phone. We can never get in contact with him. One thing about me, I let my phone ring and I won't care. Other people, as soon as they phone ring, they got to pick it up, or as soon as they get a text message. My problem is I forget to respond to people for weeks, months sometimes. And I get a lot of notifications, but matter of fact, I got people right now that I didn't respond to that I need to call back, the whole nine, right? And I got 2 phones. The only notifications that I'm concerned about is the communities I'm in, Discord. And I'm in a couple communities, like 5. In Telegram, I'm in like 3. That's all I'm concerned about because that's money. Right? I'm in trading groups, whatnot. I trade myself as well. That's the only thing I'm really worried about. Other than that, I could care less. My problem is I don't utilize my social media like I should, and I end up losing followers, and my pages die, basically. But I do know how I feel. When you put a post up, you get that dopamine rush, checking the notifications or whatever. That's a real thing, but I could really care less. I mean, the type of content that I put out and things like that, my pages get shadow banned and blocked anyway. Nobody really seeing it. My whole Instagram had it to where they said it's restricted by local law due to me. Y'all know the type of content I post on here. I expose the real. But that's one thing. You gotta break free from that addiction to social media. I don't really scroll either. Like I vaguely scroll. And you gotta train your algorithm too. You can train it so it's showing you motivational posts or things of your liking, not just a bunch of BS. If not, it's going to be tailored to the BS that you are watching, and you're going to get caught up in consumerism, consuming content all day.
Last night, and you might be like, oh, what was it for? Like, were you getting a bunch of shit done? Like, what were you having to do to stay up all night to, like, work on? I was literally glued to my phone. Like, it was like my eyes were just doing this over and over, and my thumb was swiping over and over and over. It was like I was sucked into it, and I couldn't get out. And I literally, like, feel like I have such an addiction to TikTok, especially TikTok and Instagram Reels. Like, that format can suck me in and suck me in and suck me in. There was a point in time in 8th grade, or not in 8th grade, it was during COVID, like right after that, when I would have to go to school in the morning, and I would be sucked into my phone. Like, literally felt like I couldn't put it down. Like, it's like I would put it down, and I'd be like, I immediately need to pick this back up because I'm so sucked into it and so addicted. Like, I'm so locked in, and it is the worst fucking feeling. And I noticed that this happens so much more when I'm stressed. Like, right now I'm stressed. I leave for a trip tomorrow. I have so much to do. But literally last night, like, I was so addicted to my phone. I was like, I can't do anything because I'm just so stressed. And if I'm not locked in, having no thoughts on my phone, I'm stressing. about everything else I need to do, which is inherently like cool. You're stressed because you need to get it done, like you need to take action, but I'm just not. Like I'm prevented by my phone and my social media addiction. Like I'm honestly so fucking addicted and I'm over it. I'm fucking over it. Why did I not sleep last night? Like I'm so fucking fed up. I used to do this all the time too. Like it's during stressful times and I'm like, I literally use that as like my coping mechanism, is just like blocking out every single thought that I have by being scrolling for hours and hours and hours. My screen time last night, I'm gonna look, I was on my phone entirely from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. entirely, completely sucked into my phone. And before that, I was watching an hour of YouTube. And I am leaving feeling so fucking anxious. I'm not feeling excited to walk into my day. It has affected me so negatively, and I'm deleting social media. Like I seriously, like I mean this when I say this, I'm about to take a social media cleanse. I'm gonna be traveling and I'm gonna do 30 days no social media. Like I have not done that in the past 10 years of my fucking life. I've been on social media every day, but this is ridiculous, and I feel like this is not how I should be living. Like this is not how me, a 19-year-old girl in college who's in like the prime of her life, I'm fucking studying abroad, why am I living like that? Like
She said she get on social media every day. That's another thing. People will start checking on me because they'd be like, bro, where you been at? They'd think something happened. Or when I do post, they like, welcome back. I'm glad I don't got a social media addiction, but I do have a YouTube addiction. I'm a YouTube addict. I'm gonna be real. I'm a YouTube addict. I could watch videos all day, every day. Right? I don't even watch TV mainly, movies. I like YouTube, but I'm a geek for knowledge. I like learning about what's going on and different ways to monetize myself, different ways to make money. That's what I watch. I don't just like to carelessly watch pointless videos or people talk about random stuff. What do I look like watching a random person talk about something random? I don't even know who you are, so I'm not invested into you. That's the way my mind works. But I do see, like, even when I'm out, literally even at this apartment, walking up the stairs, right? I'm going down the stairs. There's a guy walking up the stairs. He's so into his phone. He's like this. Almost bumped into me. Like I had to make a noise so he would look up and not bump into me. Like I laughed. I went, huh. So he would look up and he said, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, if I was like a Killer, it would be over for him.
to get good sleep, I need to be doing hard things to better my life and to set myself up for success. Like time is something that you invest and not spend. Because the way that you spend your time is an investment into your future and how you can spend your future time. What the fuck is scrolling doing? What the fuck is it doing? It's literally just giving your money away. But like if time were money. Anyway, but it's
Time
not.
is money.
Oh my God. I'm so frustrated myself. 30 days off of social media. I'm coming back here in 30 days and I will tell you how the fuck it is. And if my life is better because of it, because right now I'm feeling so anxious and I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done. So here's my little rant. I love you guys. This is nothing. This is not a like posting problem. This is a consuming problem. This is a Sam problem in my scrolling habits. And I know I'm not the only one who feels like this. So if you feel like this, I understand. I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna tell us how it is after. So in 30 days, I'll be back. I'll be back and I'll be telling you. I'm gonna start this in like 2 days or literally when I post this. I don't fucking know. But that was my last straw, so mwah.
So I cut my social media consumption by over 90% the past 2 weeks, and here's what happened. First, I realized people don't suck nearly as much as the internet makes it seem. Yes, dating is hard, friendships are complicated, socializing can be awkward, but when you actually look up from your phone, like while ordering a coffee, and strike up a real conversation, you realize that the man-hating feminists and woman-hating misogynists are actually totally rare. Most people, they just want a connection, a smile, a few kind words. I also started asking people in real life what they thought about the internet's hottest topics. And you know what? The average person isn't commenting. They're not posting. They're living. And that doesn't mean that the comments don't matter, but it does mean that the loudest voices online often don't represent the majority, just the most addicted. Speaking of addicted.
That's true. I don't really comment on posts. So when people read the comments, most people are not commenting. They're not plastering their opinions out online. And people will read comments and think that's the whole world. The whole world thinks like that. When that's the vast few, really. Social media is its own matrix. Once you log out of that app, you realize it's a real world out there. Most of the things online are fake. They're not real. Most of those opinions are not fact. People will take it as fact just because they read it online or heard a video of somebody speaking it online. Anybody could have a platform. All you got to do is post. It's that simple. And most people just want some attention. They want a top comment. So they say the most outlandish things. And then other people that think that same way agree with them.
I started sleeping again. I stopped ending every night scrolling Twitter, watching people manufacture outrage like it's their job. I actually picked up a book instead. My mind felt way quieter and less angry. And if you made it this far, here's what I really want you to consider. Your brain might be addicted to fake outrage. It's not just that you're frustrated with dating or society. It's that you're hooked on content that keeps you that way. Every angry hot take, every video that trashes the people you're mad at. It gives you a little dopamine hit, a rush of righteousness. It feels like truth, but it's just brain candy. And the more you consume, the more bitter and dependent you become. It is okay to consume content that validates you, but please be honest with yourself. Are you consuming it in moderation, or are you medicating with it? Because the internet is an addictive substance.
Is social media actually ruining our lives? The answer to that is yes, to an extent. First and foremost, I want you to think about what you watch and look at on social media. A good majority of your feed is only the top 1 to 5% of people in the world doing something. So you're constantly comparing your life to that life. No wonder you're so depressed. That's gonna happen. Furthermore, a lot of social media will actually promote certain propagandas. Social media can influence people's minds in ways that you would not believe. So not only are you comparing yourself with the top 1% of the world, but you're also being shoved things that are subconsciously influencing your mind toward a certain way or propaganda.
Exactly. It can influence you. That's why there are influencers. It's a whole job for people to influence the way that others think. That's a whole title, influencer. They get paid to promote, like you said, propaganda, negativity, narcissism. We can talk about that, right? That's a big word that a lot of people learned over the last year. And a lot of these people that have platforms are narcissists or have narcissist traits, right? Psychopaths for real with a platform. Manipulators. That's what they are, most of them. And then they get fans and people believe in them and following them. But whole time, they are a terrible person in real life. Or once they turn that camera off, they don't live that life that they're showing. And then people compare their life to that life when they don't even live that life.
There's actually an element of control here through the AI that these companies have. And there is no way that constantly just scrolling, getting dopamine hits all day could ever possibly be healthy. It's not. And if you're going to sit there and say, yeah, social media is a great way to connect to people, sure. But with the way that we use it in our society today, it is tearing down mental health. And in my opinion, there should be some sort of limit or something to how much social media we can use. Humans are not evolutionary evolved to see the whole world like we do on social media.
So I'm not really good at making friends, and I think I've realized that one of the main issues with it is that social media has ruined my life, and I now think that things are normal that most people don't find normal. For example, I was at my son's baseball practice a few nights ago, and two of the moms who were sitting on either side of me were talking about the books they like to read. And one of them looked at the other one and said, yeah, I was on this trip recently, and on the plane ride home, I read this book. And I'm getting excited, right? Like, I love to talk books. And she said, it was so inspirational. And I thought, oh no, where are we going with this? And she said it was about Mark Cuban and Serena Williams and like how they overcame different adversities and became so successful. And she was like, I just read that book and I was so motivated and so inspired. And the other mom was like, wow, I want to read this book. Please send me the link. Like, that sounds so good. And I was like, can't relate. That sounds boring. And there was this awkward pause, like kind of silence after that, because what else do you say about a book like that? Nothing. And I've realized I don't really like awkward silences and pauses, and I really wanted to join the conversation. So I let the intrusive thoughts in my brain win. And I said, and I quote, I read fairy corn. Just like that. Into the silence. I said, I read fairy corn. And they didn't know what any of those words meant.
That's what I'm thinking. What is that? What is fairy corn? I have no idea what that is either. If y'all know what that is, drop a comment below and fill me in. I'm lost. And a lot of the times I am lost with the social media trends and the latest words and that whole world of things. I'll be out the loop. They be like, I know you seen this. I'm like, nah, I never seen it. I know you heard of it. Nah, I never heard that. And that's the way I like to be. I like it that way. I don't like getting caught up in that world. Like I said, it's its own matrix. I did realize too, like a lot of people are socially awkward due to social media too, because people are used to communicating through messages online. It'll be people that'll see you out in public and wait till they get home and you leave as well, and they'll be like, yeah, I saw you out in public. Instead of saying something to you, they're gonna be like, yeah, I saw you today. That's weird. Why you ain't say nothing? Social media is destroying people's minds. It's destroying social life. It's destroying the way people think as a whole. Everybody talk the same, act the same. You could tell somebody that's actively on social media.
Except for the I read part. So then I had to elaborate as to what I meant by that. What kind of literature is that? I've never heard of that. So this is how I explained it as best I could. And you know what's worse than telling a group of moms who read inspirational books that you read fairy corn? Is having to explain to them what that is. And so I said, of course, corn, that's pretty easy to explain. But when I gave them the synopsis of the fairy part, I was like, you know, there's this girl who's living in poverty in the human world, and she goes and kills an animal because her family is starving. And then this wolf comes to her house and kidnaps her. And it turns out he's a masked high lord with pointy ears who shapeshifts, and he kidnaps her and keeps her prisoner in this rich palace and gives her pretty dresses and food. But then this other high lord with pointy ears comes, and he's a murderer, but he comes and kidnaps her from him, and he's got bat wings, and they're both like 5,000-year-old men, and she's like 20. And their faces throughout this conversation, I mean, it wasn't conversation, it was my monologue, but their faces were just
kind of like mine right now. Yeah, that's the same face that I'm making. I'm sure they made the same ones. What? I don't even know what she's talking about. I'm trying to grasp it. I'm trying to grasp it.
You know, they're like slowly pulling their children away from my children. I don't know. I have two positions for friendship still available.
So I'm 21 years old, and there's sort of a huge problem in our generation that no one really talks about. We just completely are prioritizing convenience over interaction and experience. And we're just going to keep seeing this problem grow and grow with all these new technologies and apps. I'm just going to list out examples so you know what I'm talking about. So instead of going outside and trying to meet people, we use Tinder. Instead of going to a movie theater, we watch Netflix. Instead of riding a bike or walking outside, we get on a treadmill or we buy a Peloton. We DoorDash food instead of driving like 10 minutes to a restaurant and speaking to another human. When we want information, we go to YouTube or TikTok. You know, we don't read about it. We don't go and talk to people and ask about it. I mean, we can literally do everything from our homes. It's kind of crazy. And I'm not saying it's bad to do the other things, but the reason that I'm sort of scared for our generation is that we're going to get so comfortable with using technology that we are just going to not even know how to talk to people anymore. And we're going to be so scared to get outside of our houses. We're not forced to go do things for ourselves. You can make money off your phone. You can get information from your phone. You can get food from your phone. You can get entertainment. You can get a girlfriend from your phone. Like, it's crazy. And while some of it is nice, I just think it's important to recognize that and make sure you're still getting real experiences and interactions with other humans.
Let's be real. Generation has normalized a lot of nonsense, and it's about time someone started calling it out. Some of the things that we've accepted as normal is not only destroying our generation, but also the standards for the generations to come. We've normalized cheating, we've normalized selling your body online, we've normalized the mockery of God, we've normalized chasing clout, seeking validations from others, and comparing our own lives to fake, filtered versions of reality. This constant pressure to flex and to look a certain way online is the reason why so many people are unhappy with the way that their lives are right now. Social media has lost souls, influencing lost souls. We've normalized chasing pleasure over purpose, so as long as something feels good in the moment, then it must be good for us long term as well. But short-term satisfaction does not lead to long-term fulfillment. Everyone is constantly trading all the things that are worthwhile chasing in this life for constant temporary highs, and they're wondering why they still feel so empty. And the crazy thing is that when you come against this nonsense and actually speak out, you get labelled as judgmental or outdated or whatever they want to call you. But I'm telling you, we need to stop settling for what everyone else has made normal nowadays and start setting a higher standard for our own lives. So yeah, I'm here calling it out because our generation has normalised a lot of nonsense, and it's about time that we start asking ourselves, are these things okay? If you want to create something better for your life, relationships, purpose, peace, money, happiness, you're going to have to separate yourself from everyone else, reject the noise, and stand for something else.
Got to be set apart from the rest. Let me ask you this. Are you using social media or is it using you? I like to tell people there's two sides of social media. Either you can be making money off of it, you can make an income stream off of it, or you can make somebody else an income stream off of it. Either it's going to use you or you can use it. I use social media to brand myself. I always did that since I was a teenager, like 12, 13. That's what I've been using it for, to promote myself, to make money, to further advance the things that I am doing, right? So that others can find me, not so I can find others. Either you can use it or it'll use you. See, these platforms, they're making money by the time that you spend on them. By you watching other creators, you're making them money. When you could be making money yourself, monetizing your skills. That's what I do. Even this channel, y'all watching me. Appreciate y'all, love y'all. But you can get caught up in watching too much of a creator and not producing any results for yourself. Content is currency. Time is money. You literally need 4,000 watch hours to get monetized so you can make money. Time is money. A lot of people haven't put in enough work for themselves to produce fruits, the fruits of their labor. And yeah, man, you can just get caught up in the social media realm. It's overtaking a lot of people. It's making people depressed. People are comparing their lives to others and hate their life. I just don't like it. I like to take a break from social media. I really don't be on there enough. I really need to more so I can monetize myself better. TikTok, I really don't be on there. I deleted the app. I ain't had that app in a minute. Don't got Snapchat, haven't had that in probably 10 years. I don't know. I got a following on every platform. I just don't be on there enough. So that's my thing. I need to be on there more to benefit myself. But I'm never on there scrolling or watching others. I will watch like my friends or family or whatever if they post sometimes so they don't think I'm acting funny, because that's the thing too. You can not like their post or not watch their story and they be like, oh, he acting funny. So sometimes I just do it just so they don't think I'm acting funny. But yeah, family, let me know what y'all think about this video. Are you caught in social media? Have you ever took a break from social media, and how did it make you feel not being on there? Have you ever felt depressed due to being on social media too much? Yeah, appreciate you, family. Peace. And to my Hebrew fam, shalom. I'll catch y'all on the next one.